What's up, Jane? What are we gonna do?
Well, I wasn't going to tell everybody else, but I need to clean my bathroom. But anyway,
That's your major chore for today. I don't know. It's a nice day. It's supposed to be in the low 80s. Relative humidity, I think, is supposed to be a bit low.
Yeah.
So
it's a perfect day for maybe some sawing.
Yeah, I like to finally finish that saw. That log I started like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and do some of that. And I need to properly sticker the wood that came off. And I think I'm just gonna slice it into some. I'm just gonna cut them in like 2-inch slabs and stack them. I don't have any like real purpose for the wood, and it seems to me that by doing that, I would be able to have some options later, and so we'll figure that out.
Video king.
Yay! Are you up for
There's
some
my brother
sawing
Nate.
later?
Some sawing.
Some sawing?
I look at it.
Okay. He's gonna look at it.
And then maybe after all these months, I might hang that shutter back up.
What? Months? Try years, babe.
Okay, it's been down for a couple of years. So yeah, maybe so.
So instead of get to it, it's let's wait around a little bit.
Hurry up and wait. Oh look, we've had to rescue the thing from the woods like 2 or 3 times already for when it got blown out into the woods. So it's like,
It survived several hurricanes, and we always find it. So
yeah. So I think maybe I'll get to put that on today. So we'll see, and then I need to clean out the barn. Maybe we'll see how far we get, and that's the name of that tune. All right, so let's go. You ready?
Get to it.
You ready to go for a walk, Karma? That's Karma.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah,
Say hi, Karma.
You can go for a walk. I don't want to be on camera, man. So I don't have a proper wood-mizer cover for my mill. I should get one, but when I inquired about it, they told me not to get one. Apparently they didn't like the quality of the ones that were being made by the guy that was making them or something. That's what I was led to believe anyway. And that I should wait. Hopefully. Soon, because what I'm using right now is the cover we had bought for our gator, and that cover and we never really used it for the gator, so at least it's working for this, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing to put on, so or take off. There we go. Guess it's not too dusty. I don't have the key with me. So to get that, fire this thing up. Let's take the tension off the blade. And just store it. There we go. And looks like the barker's ready to go. All right, so I think I'm going to take another slice of this guy here, and then just going to cut him into pick a 9/4 slab off of this guy, and then stack them with the other ones. Because I don't really know what I want to do with this wood, and I'm thinking maybe that gives me an option. So if I cut them, you know, a couple inches thick, 2 inches thick, then later on I can come back, and if I need to, I can cut them into 2x4s or 2x6s, and if necessary I can even cut them down one-bys. So it seems like a logical thing to do. Obviously, it's going to take longer to dry, but I have more options if I'm in no hurry, right? If I don't really know what I'm going to do with the wood, it seems like that is a reasonable thing to do. Thoughts on that would be cool. But I probably should flip that and saw it from the other side, because it's still got some wane on the back side of this. So whatever 2x I get out of it, or maybe I should just take my 9/4 off the top of that and call it done. Yeah, the rest of it might be firewood, because there's quite the taper going down the wood. So hopefully I can get one more, and then I've got the other half of this log over there to do. He's been waiting there for a couple of weeks to get back up on the mill. So we'll try to finish him up too. That's the goal. Still a nice looking piece of oak here. So even though I put the blower on it, it did a pretty good job getting the sawdust off of here. You actually bought that blower for this purpose. This is the first time I ever tried it. Okay, so I got a new flat edge. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over, I think, and then see if I can flatten this out a little bit more and end up with at least what is that, about 10 inches? So at least I might get an 8-inch board out of it in the future. So let's see what we got. Straightened it out pretty good. So looking good. You know, I'm not thinking that blower is doing such a hot job getting this thing clear. When it's wet anyway. I mean the blower, that is. But yeah, it's a nice looking oak piece right there. So, you might be able to, let's say later on you're working in a wood shop and you need a nice piece of 1x material. So I cut this is right now about 2 1/4, so it's at 9/4 thick. So if you needed a piece of straight, you know, quarter sawn wood, you could get some out of here and out of that. So, but I'm not gonna mess with it now. Maybe it would dry better. It's a good question. Like I said, I'm a noob at this, so should you just go ahead and let this big old thick thing dry and then finish milling it up later? And then you can get some quarter sawn out of it? Or would it be more stable to cut this flat grain out, and let the quarter sawn dry on its own? So again, this is sort of a practice log. I want to see what's going on with it. So, yep. So depending on how wide of a board you need. So there's plenty of wood here to mill with, and I think we'll just set this one aside and put it with the other stack. So, as predicted by Chuck, there's a nice arch underneath there. So the goal is, he said, take the arch, take the top high part out first. So what we're going to try to do is get a new flat on the top of this, and then fill it over. I'm pretty sure he said that. Maybe I should go back and check the video. Anyway, but I think that's what he said. Take the arch out first, and then we'll flip it over and we'll take the horns off. But yeah, there's a good inch gap in between right there. So from the board, from the logs top, touching up at the top, all the way back here, it's a nice arch. So we're gonna try to take that, flatten that back out, and then flip it over. Got, it's on the bunk there, it's on the bunk there. Looks like we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. So we got it nice and flat again. And so now we're gonna cut the horns off the top. And then we're gonna go ahead and just slice this into, probably looks like about 6 or 7 inch boards. I don't know why I didn't have my tape measure today, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna find the center of that, roughly, take the measurement off the top, come down about 1 inch, and then take the horns off. Maybe not 1 inch, maybe 1/2 inch, and take the horns off this thing. We ended up getting a new flat edge here. So we got 2 flat sides. So now if you look, most of that board's in pretty good shape on this side. That crack's not running too far down, so let's see. I mean, you can see all the way through this crack. I don't know if you can see all the way through that thing. I mean, that's completely through. And then so I have to believe that this thing is weak all the way to about right there. Should get my tape measure out here. But so my thought is, I don't know if you take a chainsaw and just cut this off, turn that part into firewood. So I'm afraid if I don't, we'll flip it over and see how far down it goes. So what we decided to do is just go ahead and cut some 5/4 or 9/4 boards. And so there's a 9/4 board, and those two are 9/4. I think I'm gonna get a little chainsaw and cut that crack out. Maybe if I cut it out and anchor seal it, it won't go any further. Same thing for that board up there. So this is Jane's battery power saw that we got for doing some light limbing work. Anyway, removing limbs from trees. And can't say it. And but really, we got it for working around a sawmill for cuts like this. So let's just, and she calls her saw Sting for obvious reasons. It's a small little sword compared to like your typical chainsaw. But since Jane couldn't get the other chainsaw started, we got her working out in the gym, trying to get her muscles up. But anyway, just kidding. So we got this electric saw for her, and basically, actually for working around the mill. So let's see how she goes. You were saying something?
I said, look at that little saw go.
Yeah, it goes, man. What I found with this is, oftentimes with like a full chainsaw, you have these like teeth here, and you grab it and you kind of lift the chain, and this works better if you don't try to force it through the wood. You know, it just does the job.
red for hardwoods, blue for softwoods, anything like that. Just